Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This is Ian with Out of This World Reader, and today I've got my February TBR for you today. So surprisingly, January wasn't that bad of a reading month for me. I got through quite a few bigger books, and especially towards the end of the month with school kind of coming out of nowhere and just like getting me from the top row and just surprising me. So I'm going to take that into account this month for sure. Somewhat, I'm still wanting to get to more books. I'm really debating on whether I should just like read my history books or kind of read the books I want to read. So we'll see how it goes. So with several to go through, let's just jump right into them. This first one, I'm only going to pick up if it's snowing. I feel like that's going to give me the best reading experience for it, and that is The Shining by Stephen King. So I've actually only read one other book by Stephen King, and that was Pet Sematary, and that was really dark, but I enjoyed it, and I'm hoping to get into more of his books, and this one is another one that people have recommended for getting into King, and with he's wrote so many books, and some of them, like The Institute and kind of, what is it, what is it? I can't even remember, but it's like right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember. And I've got several others that I really want to get into. So I'm hoping that this is kind of another stepping stone for getting into more of his works. And if you know any others that are good starting points, please let me know. But the reason I'm saving this for if it's snowing is because I believe that the characters are kind of trapped into this estate that they're watching over. And I feel like if I am essentially kind of snowed in as well, that I'll get those similar vibes and it'll make it so much more enjoyable. And February is kind of a snowy month for where I live, so I'm hoping for some snow. This next one is going to be a continuation of a series that I started back in January, and that is The Well of Ascension, which is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy. When I first planned out kind of the series that I had wanted to get to in 2021, I had originally planned on kind of separating the Mistborn trilogy and the Skyward books of Brandon Sanderson, kind of doing one month and then another the next month. But when I first read this first one, I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to wait for the second one. I loved that first one so much, and that really inspired, or not so much inspired, it just like motivated me to pick up like the second one, because these are no joke. These are some big books. Like it's almost like 800 pages. So that's going to be a big chunk of my time. And it's not even so much that I care about spending so much time on a book, because I enjoy reading these. These are just so different from what I'm used to. I feel like it's just so special in kind of the way that it kind of works with the allomancy, the controlling of metals, and how it played into kind of the story and the plot line, and then the ending, how that kind of ended, because it felt like, where are they going to go from here? So I'm really intrigued at where it's going to go from here. I've kind of got an idea, and I have no idea what other people have said about. I've only heard people talk about the first one and kind of mention that the other books are good as well. So I'm kind of hoping that it continues that steam, because I absolutely loved the first one. So in the same boat as The Well of Ascensions, I had planned on waiting a month and kind of letting the first book settle a little bit. But I love the first one. I feel like I've said I love so much in this video already, but it really stuck with me, and I had to pick up the next one, and that was Crooked Kingdom, or the book I want to get to is Crooked Kingdom by Leah Bardugo. Sorry for butchering that. The Six of Crows duology, I feel like, is talked a lot about on BookTube, and everyone loves it, and that's what initially drew me to it. And when I first picked up that first one, like I said, it really stuck with me. The different characters and their backgrounds and how they all came together and essentially did this heist. And I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but just the ending just it left me like unsettled, and I had to pick up the next one. Just the interactions between the different characters was just so special, especially Nina and Mateus. Their tension between them and kind of uncovering their past was just, it was so special to me. I feel like those two were my favorite characters, but it's hard to pick because they were all so good in their own way. So I'm hoping this one is just as good as the first one. And I'm sorry that I'm not going into much detail about these. I feel like they're well known, but I'll make sure to leave the good reads and in the description box down below for you to check out. This next series that I plan on continuing on in the month of February is Catching Fire, which is the second book in the Hunger Games trilogy. Or no, it's not a trilogy anymore because there's a prequel out. This was one of those series that I was ashamed that I had never read, and that's what really inspired me to pick up these. And I gotta say that I won't go into much detail because I'll go more in depth with my kind of January wrap up, but this is something that I really wish that I had read when I was younger. But I still love the series, or the first book, and I plan on just finishing it off and then binging those movies because I love those movies. And then pick up that prequel over there and see how that is. I've heard some not so good things and some good things about it, so I'm hoping that these continuing on with this series will be something special. This next one I've been putting off for a while now, and that is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I think the reason that I've been putting it off is because I've been saving it for the snow, and then every time we get a little bit of snow I am in a different book or I just wasn't feeling it. But this is like another wintry-esque vibe. I've heard that it gives very kind of a cold atmosphere, so we'll see how that plays out. Maybe if it's snowing I can binge this and The Shining. The author Naomi Novik has produced several works that I hope to check out in the future, like the Temporary series, Uprooted, but I've heard some pretty controversial things about that. And what was the other one? Oh, The Deadly Education, which is her newest release that came out, which sounds really interesting, and a magic school. So yes, please. The only things I know about it is that it's somewhat, or pretty dark from what I've heard, and then it gives you very chilly vibes and wintry vibes. So we'll see how that goes and plays out. Time for a little bit of mystery, and the book that I chose for that was going to be Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. Even though I've only read 2 of her books, I think Agatha Christie has started to become one of my favorite mystery authors. This is another one that I'll be going in blind for. The only thing I know about it is that someone's dying on the Nile, and that's really all I need to know. Egypt is another place that I really love, and there's a movie coming out soon, so I'm hoping read the book, watch the movie, kind of give you my thoughts on those, but I'm not sure when the movie's supposed to come out. I think it got pushed back because of COVID, but another thing, I really love this kind of cover. You got the pyramids in the background, and then the boat spraying off blood. You know, who knows what it is, but let's hope that it's another good book from her. This next one I might as well just continue on with those Egyptian vibes, and that is The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. Finishing the Heroes of Olympus series back in December, I was really looking forward to getting into more of Rick Riordan's works. And I already had this one on my bookshelf, so I was like, why not? I mean, I've had it since probably 3rd grade in grade school, and I had read it like the first 100 pages, and for some reason I stopped. So I have no idea. I have no memory of what's happened. I have no idea what's going on. I'm pretty sure the 2 main characters, Sadie and Carter, lose their parents somehow, and they're kind of solving that mystery. I haven't really heard much about this series, comparing it to like the Heroes of Olympus and the Percy Jackson series, which are really up there on everybody's kind of best of Rick Riordan. So I'm kind of curious as to what my thoughts are going to be on this, because I love Egyptian mythology. Not so much Egyptian mythology, just mythology in general. That's something that has always intrigued me. And Egypt, love Egypt. And so I'm hoping that this one is just as good as like the Heroes of Olympus, but since I haven't really heard much about them, I'm kind of skeptical, but I'm going in with full steam and kind of hope that they are good. This next one I've been seeing a lot more of on BookTube, and that is The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. Similar to the others, I'm going in blind, I have no idea. The only things kind of that I picked up on from those other videos on their thoughts on it was that this is really a motherly story of just these bonds, the bond between a mother and a son, and kind of the hardships that they kind of face in this island that's kind of defending the mainland. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. I've heard that it's very dark and heartbreaking as well, and I'm already gonna get heartbroken on Valentine's Day, so why not just double up on the pain, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, several of my favorite booktubers have said nothing but good things about this and praised so much about it, so I'm really hoping that I feel the same. And they've never really let me down in the past. I've gotten several good recommendations from them on other books, so I'm hoping that this one is the same. And the last one that I had planned out for the month of February is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. This is my book of the month pick, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but if you're looking for someone, I'm here for you. But what really initially drew me to this, and I'll make sure to read the little blip on their website, is that the main protagonist has a PhD in astronomy. A little bit of secret info on myself. I had wanted to be an astronomer when I was younger, but I had never found any schools for it, so I never pursued it. So it'll be interesting to read about it. The little blip on their website says, when a classic Virgo gets spontaneously married, she starts re-examining her life and what it is she truly wants. Just the whole concept of going to Las Vegas, that's where she goes on vacation with some of her friends, and just spontaneously getting married is so intriguing to me, because I feel like Las Vegas is known for that. You go and you get crazy, because like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So it's just interesting to see how this author is going to write about it. So we'll see how it goes. It sounds like a quirky, funny read, and I thought I'd get a little romance in honor of Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes. Those were all my plans for the month of February, and there's a big stack of books, and comparing that to my schoolwork, reading for history, and then work on top of that, who knows what I'm going to get to, but we'll see where it goes. I'm sorry that I didn't go into much depth about most of these, but I'll make sure to leave links to all of them in the description box. Don't forget to like and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on any of these books and what your plans are for the month of February. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on another adventure. As always, I hope you all have a nice day. This is Mission Control, logging off.